Boxing King Media, powered by BYD, Eddie Hearn. Fight night is literally 24 hours away. The voice note situation yesterday, I've got to ask you, have you been in a situation where someone's played you or screwed you over, even not just boxing, just away from boxing as well?
Yeah, I think that, like, voice note, I'm sure people, I think whenever you send a voice note, there's always a potential for it to be forwarded on. Played at a press conference is a little bit unusual. But listen, all's fair in love and war in the fight game. And Sam's had a lot to say. I don't think it was like, I think if there's something personal that can really affect you, that it's a bit naughty, but probably still a little bit naughty. But it's had huge exposure. It's gone viral. And I think, Sam's probably not taking it too well. But what you do is it's just part of the experience. And then you end up having situations like that every day, which is like where I'm at. And then you couldn't give a fuck what anyone says. And that's basically what happens.
Yeah, quite nicely put there. Which fight do you think will be the fight of the night tomorrow?
I mean, you've got 3 really good fights in CATTERALL against PROGRAIS, Gomez against Bellotti, and Campbell Hatton against Jimmy Joe Flint. Which one's going to be the fight of the night? I think CATTERALL PROGRAIS. I think it'll be a really, really good high-level matchup. Both guys desperate to win, and I'm really looking forward to the show.
Just a couple of things away from this event. You said a few weeks ago when I spoke to you in Riyadh that if Ben Whittaker becomes a free agent, that you would snap him up. In this current climate, current situation, do you still have the same feelings?
Yeah, I'm more excited about Ben Whittaker now than I probably have ever been in terms of working with him, because now his career's in a hole. Do you know what I mean? And I like that. Do you know what I mean? Some people know how to get you out of a hole, some people don't. I'm definitely one of the greatest hole escapers of all time. And I find it really exciting. It's kind of like backs against the wall. Let's go and take on the world. But the problem is, if he doesn't have those people around him, he is going to fall deeper and deeper into that hole to a point where he may not even come back as the same fighter. Like, Ben Whittaker has not said anything since this. I don't know who's advising him, but he needs to be advised properly, because at the moment, it's like every day, it's like, it's not getting worse, but no one's, and then Ben Shalom comes out and says, oh yeah, what it was, he sprained his ankle. It's like, Ben, please stop. Do not talk on his behalf. You've ruined things as it is, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. Leave him alone. Speak on your own behalf. And actually, but I think there was something wrong going into that fight. I don't think it was a right Ben Whittaker. I'm not sure where he's at with anything. It's not my business, but my vibe is that he just weren't himself going into that fight. I love Liam Cameron, but I think he's a much better fighter than Liam Cameron. I think if he gets it right, the rematch is going to be really big. But he's got to get it right. He's got to get his mojo firing. And I just think I think at the moment he's just in an environment that doesn't motivate him.
Did you watch the viral interview I did with Liam Cameron? And I think one of the things that stuck out to me was that he treated himself to faster broadband.
Yeah, but the story's unbelievable. And Liam's a great guy. He really is, and he's a tough kid. He's a good fighter.
I want to speak to you about Aqib Fiyaz. He's put something out online. So could you tell us what the conclusion of that investigation was? Is he still a matchroom fighter?
Yeah, I don't really know, because I wasn't involved in the process. So whatever you saw from Aqib Fiyaz is the situation, or his views on the situation. I'm glad that it's been dealt with, and I think he'll be having one eye on, particularly the British and Commonwealth fight tomorrow night. And do you even run that one back with Kane Baker? I have no idea.
Is he still the matchroom, and would you make that on?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the contractual situation, but more than happy to work with him, of course.
I spoke to Spencer Brown yesterday, and he's categorically told me AJ Dubois is definitely not happening next, and Dubois' opponent. I'm a different type of species. I've been training all my life. I've got bad intentions. My intentions is to hurt this young man. Anyone that doesn't believe me, you're going to be proven wrong. He's going to run all effing night, and he's going to be standing toe-to-toe with him. What do you make of that fight talk?
I'm sure Mike will. Mike is a different species, but he's also a 58-year-old species, and he shouldn't be in a boxing room. But listen, he's old enough to make his own decisions. Obviously, sometimes you need people around you. I just find it sad to see him fighting again. Only because he's one of my favourite fighters of all time. And he was shot when he retired 24 years ago. Do you think he's not regressed further in the 24 years that he's been living? He shouldn't be fighting, but you know, I'm sure people will tune in to watch.
Last question for you. Chris Eubank Jr. was watching an interview of his today where he said he's scared to death to have daughters in this current climate. You've got two, so I just want to get from your experience, what's it like having teenagers, and are you worried about the state of the world and obviously bringing up young girls?
I don't blame him for his comments. They still scare the life out of me, and mine are 15 and 12. So, yeah, I think it's not even, obviously, I think as a man, sometimes you feel safer having boys than you do having girls. But, you know, you do look at the world around you, and it is a worry. You know, you always worry about your kids, but particularly I worry about my kids and you know, my nephews and stuff like that growing up in our country at the moment.
Conor Benn's got 5 days left till October finishes. We're going to find out this month.
Hopefully.
Just hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean, you never know. But he'll be back in the ring very soon.
Eddie, and thank you. Cheers.